Another thinker's key, the ridiculous. Try to justify a ridiculous statement or statement that is impossible to implement and try to make it work. So this key is designed to break down mental barriers and encourage highly divergent thinking by prompting the generation of the most absurd, silly, outlandish, or illogical ideas related to a topic. So the goal is to think beyond the sensible and explore extreme, unconventional possibilities, which can often lead to truly original insights when later refined. For purpose is to unlock the creativity, encourage divergent thinking without self-censorship, promote humor in problem solving, and generate unique starting points that would otherwise be overlooked by conventional thinking. So, this is the example. Why can't we power the electricity using energy generated by conversations? So another thinker's key, the commonality. Find common points or features between two items. So this key represents two or more seemingly unrelated items, concepts, or ideas and challenges learners to identify what they have in common. So it requires abstract thinking to find shared characteristics, underlying principles, functional similarities, or even less obvious connections. So one of the purpose is to develop pattern recognition, foster analytical comparison, promote creative problem solving by seeing connections where none were immediately apparent, and enhance clarification skills. So one of the example is a dog and a table. So both have four legs, both can be found in houses, both need occasional cleaning, and both have owners. So the question. List 5 questions given and answer. So this key encourages learners to generate as many diverse and insightful questions as possible about a given topic, problem, or concept. So it's about going beyond surface level queries to explore ambiguities, unknown areas, and deeper implications. So the aim is to thoroughly investigate a subject by asking who, what, when, where, why, and how questions, even those that seems obvious or challenging to answer. So the purpose is to foster curiosity, active prior knowledge, pinpoint areas of confusion, and guide systematic inquiry. So it also helps students to develop skills in formulating effective research questions. Next thinker's key is the brainstorming. So state a problem and brainstorm many possible alternative solutions as possible. So this foundation key encourages the rapid, uncensored generation of as many ideas as possible on a given topic. So the emphasis is on quantity over quality in the initial stage. So with the understanding that even wild or seemingly bad ideas can serve as the springboards for more viable solution later. So all ideas are recorded without judgment. So one of the purpose is to encourage judgment, divergent thinking, overcome mental blocks, create large pool of ideas, and foster an open, then collaborative environment for idea generation. For example, encouraging people to read books. Then the government bans TV 1 day a week. Then pay people to read. Make books very cheap. Then hide a golden ticket on one book. The last free download of ebook once a month. Next thinker's key is the inventions. So encourage students to develop inventions which are constructed in unusual manners. So one of the example, a new type of key, a new way to light a room, a new way to wash dishes. So this key specifically challenges, or it will challenge the learners to develop innovative new ideas or new devices, products, or systems, or to significantly improve existing ones. And it pushes students to apply their creativity to practical problem solving. And imagine solutions that don't yet exist or could be significantly better. It encourages thinking about needs, functions, and novel ways to meet them. So one of the purpose is to stimulate innovation, foster creative design thinking, develop problem-solving skills through ideation of new creations, and encourage the students to think like engineers or designers. It moves from abstract ideas to concrete, even if hypothetical creations. Next, thinker's key is the brick wall. So it make a statement which could not generally be questioned or disputed. Then try to break down the wall by outlining other ways of dealing with the situation. So it is very common and intuitive metaphor used to represent a significant seemingly situation. It also encourages students to think about how they would construct or use other thinkers' key to overcome such a barrier. So one of the example is what goes up must come down. Meaning, not in the outer space, not if it gets stuck, not if it's lighter than air, or not if it's success. Another thinker's key is the construction. Build something tangible with some everyday material, encourage the development of the see, plan, do, check, problem solving, or strategy. So, for examples, thinking throws paper, sellotape. It will build a container that will allow you to throw an egg out of a window that it will land unbroken. So, this key focuses on the practical application of ideas by challenging learners to build, construct, or physically create something really related to the topic using available materials. So, it moves beyond abstract thinking to hands-on problem solving and design. And it could involve building a model, a prototype, a physical representation of a concept, or a device to solve a problem. The emphasis is on the process of putting ideas into tangible form. So one of the purpose is to develop practical design skills, problem solving through hands-on creation, understanding physical properties and constraints, and the ability to translate conceptual ideas into concrete realities. It also encourages the resourcefulness with materials. Another thinker's key is the forced relationship. So it builds something to solve a problem with similar materials. Then the purpose of this key is to generate new creative ideas by deliberately combining two or more seemingly unrelated objects, concepts, or words. It forces connections where none initially exist to spark innovative solution. So one of the example is the mobile phone, brush, DVD, lipstick, that it will build a device using above materials that will work as a fire alarm. Another thinker's key is the alternative, doing a common task in an unusual way. So this key challenges learners to generate different ways to approach a problem, complete a task, or view a situation. It's about consciously moving beyond the first, most obvious or conventional solution or perspective and active seeking out multiple, distinct alternatives. It also pushes for flexibility in thinking and encourages exploring various paths. So one of the purpose is to develop divergent thinking, problem solving, flexibility, and the ability to find multiple solutions or viewpoints. So it also helps the student to understand that there's rarely only one right way to do things and encourages resourcefulness. So one of the example is that work out a few ways to tell the time without a clock, cut the grass without a lawnmower, and light a fire without the matches. And the last thinker's key is the interpretation. So create an unusual scenario and come up with a multiple explanation for it. So this key challenges learners to explain, analyze, or account for unusual situation, statement, or set of circumstances by offering multiple possible explanation or perspectives. It also pushes students to go beyond a single obvious answer and consider various interpretations, causes, or underlying meanings. It's about delving into ambiguity and providing reasoned arguments for different readings. So one of the purpose is to develop analytical skills, critical thinking about evidence, the ability to consider multiple viewpoints, and the skill of constructing plausible arguments or explanations for complex phenomena. It also fosters open mindedness and encourages jumping to conclusions. So here's the example. The goalposts have been removed from the local pitch. So what could have happened? A car backed into a post badly, splintering it, and for the safety sake, it had to be removed. The second one, the local football team borrowed them. The last, a new building is going to be built on the field. That's all. Thank you.